In the early 15th century, the Turkish Sultan launched an invasion of Transylvania, seeking to amass an army of 1,000 boys. In the face of the attack, the young Prince Vlad, known as Vlad the Impaler, son of the dragon, fought back, single-handedly slaughtering the invading Turks. This earned him the infamous nickname Dracula. Vlad and his comrades discover a helmet from a Turkish scout near a river, signaling the possibility of another invasion. Climbing Broken Tooth Mountain, they find a cave filled with armor marked with claw slashes, along with the bones of men. A creature stalks them, attacking 2 men before confronting Vlad. With his sword, Vlad manages to fend off the creature, whose yellow, soulless eyes reveal its vampiric nature. Seeking answers, Vlad consults his friend, brother Lucian, who reveals the creature to be a vampire. The vampire was once a man who struck a dark deal, turning him into a monster that feeds on humans while waiting for someone to set him free. Returning to Castle Dracula, Vlad reunites with his wife, Marina, and their son, Angeras. Despite the joyous reunion, news arrives that the Sultan demands 1,000 boys for his army, causing unrest and fear among the people. Vlad attempts to negotiate with the Turkish emissary, Hamza Bey, but the situation escalates, and Vlad's son is among those threatened to be taken. In a daring act, Vlad cleverly saves his son by killing the Turkish emissary and his men, sparking fear of retaliation from the Sultan. Desperate to protect his people, Vlad seeks out the master vampire residing in Broken Tooth Mountain. The creature offers Vlad a monstrous power, but to become a vampire, he must resist the urge to feed on blood for 3 days and then regain his mortality. Accepting the offer, Vlad drinks the master vampire's blood and gains heightened senses, superhuman strength, and the ability to transform into a flock of bats. As the Turks launch their attack on Transylvania, Vlad embraces his newfound powers to defend his kingdom and his loved ones. As the battle ensues, Vlad faces numerous challenges and temptations as a vampire. Will he be able to control his thirst for blood and find a way to protect his people from the impending invasion? The fate of Transylvania hangs in the balance as Vlad confronts his darkest desires and faces the ruthless Turkish forces. As Vlad confronts Mehmed, the battle between the Transylvanians and the Turks rages on. Vlad's immense power and control over the bats allow him to deliver devastating attacks on the enemy forces. He fights fiercely against Mehmed, determined to protect his kingdom and his family from the invading threat. Vlad gains the upper hand against Mehmed, using his newfound vampire abilities to overpower him. However, Mehmed's relentless pursuit of power makes him a formidable foe. The clash between the two becomes increasingly intense as they engage in a life and death struggle. As the sun begins to rise, Vlad knows that he will lose his powers soon. He must act swiftly to secure victory and protect his people. The Transylvanians, witnessing Vlad's bravery and dedication, rally behind their leader. They witness the immense sacrifice he has made to protect them, and they realize that he had acted out of love and devotion to his family and his people. With the tide of the battle turned, the Turks are driven back, defeated by the combined strength and courage of the Transylvanians. Vlad emerges victorious, but the toll of his actions is evident in the dawn's light as he feels his powers waning. The people of Transylvania now understand the sacrifice Vlad made to save them, and their fear transforms into admiration and gratitude. In the aftermath of the battle, Vlad continues to struggle with his inner turmoil, torn between his humanity and his vampiric nature. But he remains committed to his family and his people, vowing to protect them and their kingdom from any future threats. As the tale of Vlad the Impaler, now known as Dracula, echoes throughout the centuries, his legend becomes a symbol of bravery, sacrifice, and the enduring fight for the ones he loved and the land he called home. Despite the loss of his beloved Marina, Dracula gains permanent vampire powers after drinking her blood, granting him the strength to defeat Mehmed and his army. The Transylvanians, now vampirized themselves, help Dracula in the victorious massacre of the Turkish forces. Angeras, Dracula's son, is taken to Mehmed but later rescued by Dracula, who transforms into his bat form and eliminates the remaining Turkish soldiers. A showdown with Mehmed ends with Dracula impaling him with a stake, claiming his new identity as Dracula, son of the devil. Dracula then allows the sun's rays to burn him and the vampirized Transylvanians to death, ending the threat they pose to Angeras. Angeras is crowned the new Prince of Transylvania, but Dracula's story doesn't end there. A mysterious man from the woods revives Dracula, leaving a glimmer of hope for Angeras that his father may still be alive. In the present day, Dracula walks among the people, encountering a woman named Mina who resembles Marina. Dracula introduces himself as Vlad, and they walk away together, embarking on a new chapter of his immortal life. However, the master vampire, now in his human form, watches them from afar, hinting that the game is not over yet. With Dracula's fate left ambiguous, the story comes to a haunting conclusion, leaving the audience to wonder about the ancient vampire's future adventures. As the tale of Dracula continues to unfold throughout history, the legacy of the fearless prince turned immortal vampire lives on, forever entwined with love, loss, and the eternal struggle between darkness and redemption.